Ted Baxter is a fictional character on the sitcom The Mary Tyler Moore Show. Portrayed by Ted Knight, the Baxter character is a broad parody of a vain, shallow, buffoonish TV newsman. Knight's comedic model was William Powell, and he also drew on various Los Angeles newscasters, including George Putnam, in helping shape the character. The role was originally conceived with Jack Cassidy in mind, but Cassidy turned it down, although he did appear in an early episode as Ted's equally egocentric brother Hal. Ted Baxter has become a symbolic figure, and is often used when criticizing media figures, particularly news anchors hired for style and appearance rather than journalistic ability. Character: Ted was the pompous nitwit, narcissistic anchorman for fictitious station WJM-TV in Minneapolis, Minnesota, satirizing the affectations of news anchormen. The character spoke in a vocal fry register parody of the narrator of the old movie-tone news film strips that played in movie houses before the television era. While his narcissism fueled his delusions of grandeur, Ted's on-screen performance was buffoonish. A running joke of the show was Ted's incompetence, featuring a steady stream of mispronunciations, malapropisms, pratfalls, and miscues. Constantly in fear of being fired, Ted was, ironically, the show's only character to survive the final episode's massive layoffs at WJM. In the first few seasons of the show, Knight played the character broadly for comic effect. A simpleton who would mispronounce even the easiest words while on camera. Knight even grew so concerned that the show's writers were abusing the character that at one point he considered leaving MTM. To round out Knight's character, the writers then paired him with a love interest, Georgette, played by Georgia Engel, who brought out some of Ted's more lovable characteristics and whom Ted eventually marries. Reception: Knight earned 2 Primetime Emmy Awards for his portrayal of Ted. Time magazine wrote that Knight embodied a wonderful comic oaf, vain, inept and hilarious. Bravo ranked Baxter 48th on their list of the 100 greatest TV characters. Allusions in popular culture: on the animated TV series The Simpsons, the recurring character of anchor Kent Brockman is an homage to Ted Baxter, Anchorman. The Legend of Ron Burgundy also makes extensive explicit and implicit references to Ted Baxter, such as the dog named Baxter. In the episode 18th and Potomac of The West Wing, J. Craig uses Ted Baxter as the paradigm of a bad reporter. In the comedy horror film Return of the Killer Tomatoes, Dr. Gangrene's underling Igor is shown to hold a diploma from the Ted Baxter School of Journalism. In Bruce Almighty, the name of the anchorman is Evan Baxter. The Electric Company also spoofed Ted Baxter as Fred Baxter, a dim-witted news anchorman portrayed by Jim Boyd. In the Newsroom, episode 5/1, Charlie asks Will, "When did you turn into Ted Baxter?" due to Will being high and missing an email from Vice President Joe Biden and being nonchalant about it. In media culture: on the MSNBC program Countdown, Keith Olbermann regularly refers to his rival Bill O'Reilly as Ted Baxter, and reads O'Reilly's words in a Baxter imitation. Conservative talk show host Rush Limbaugh said of O'Reilly, "Someone's got to say it. The man is Ted Baxter." In the July 6, 2008 issue of New York Times Magazine, the Charleston, South Carolina, City Paper awarded news anchor Bill Sharp a 2008 Best of Charleston Award for Best Ted Baxter Impression.